In this lesson, we're going to put what we just learned into practice. We're going to practice outputting multiple elements within a parent element to play by JSX and JavaScript rules. During this course, we will focus on repetition. As always, if you feel like you have mastery over something, feel free to move on. But if last lesson was not already like second nature to you, then please join in on this exercise. First, we'll go ahead and create a new file and we'll call it index5.html. Then, we'll go back to our index.html to grab code that we can use for this lesson. Go ahead and copy that. Then we'll go back to our index5.html and paste in our content there. Let's go to our React DOM render method and let's remove everything that has to do with the what of React. Now, here is the challenge. I want you to render 3 elements to the DOM. You can choose what to use. I would suggest, if you need any ideas, using an H1, H2, and H3 elements. Go ahead and pause the video and solve this without me. For some, this may be a breeze. For others, you may want to pause this video and refer back to our earlier lesson to remember how to do this. If you solve this right away, great. If you struggle, that's alright too. Give it at least 10 minutes of struggling, and then if you still can't come up with the solution, watch how I provide a possible answer. Alright, hopefully that came pretty easy to you. So the first step, if you remember from last time, is that we need a parent tag. This will be the element that is rendered that we place all the other elements in as child elements that follows the laws of JSX and JavaScript. Typical practice is to have this as a div tag, as we'll do here. Next, and of course you may have and probably did something different, we'll create an H1 tag. Uncreatively, I will write first JSX element. The next child element will be an H2 tag, and again, uncreatively, I'll add the text second JSX element. And our third item will be an H3 tag with the text third JSX element. Now, let's take a look at this in the browser. It looks like we have an error. Just a side note, I made a super simple syntax mistake that I could have eliminated in the editing process, but I wanted to leave it. And I usually make a lot of mistakes that I edit out, but occasionally I won't edit it, but will show you how I use the Chrome DevTools to troubleshoot a problem. Because chances are you're going to make mistakes along the way too. You may have even seen the mistake as I was typing it, but I thought it would be a good idea because it reveals how a super simple syntax error can break your code. In the console, you can see that after our parent div element for the what of React, I didn't put a comma to separate it between the where of the location that we want our React content to show up. Let's go back to our code and fix this. Alright, there it is. Let's add that comma after the div element. Now, let's go ahead and open up the browser again. There it is. We have rendered these 3 elements to the DOM as we expected. We'll go back to our code for a quick review. To accomplish rendering all 3 elements, knowing the law of JSX and JavaScript, we just did the simple task of putting them within a div element. Great job, and we'll see you in the next lesson.